Hello. We're going to get started on a yoga sequence and a discussion on what to do with strong feelings, how to handle strong feelings. We know we are going to have them. There's no escaping them. It's part of being a person. So, what do we do with them? When you have these strong feelings, it's very tempting to let the feelings kind of be in charge and take over. But we have the option of finding our breath or taking a walk or doing some movement to help us feel better, to help us regulate, help us find our center. And so today a lot of our practice will be about finding center. And let me grab my notes to make sure I'm keeping on. I'm going to say all the things I want to say. So the strong feelings can happen when you're really excited too, like Santa Claus is coming excited, or my service member's coming home from a deployment excited. And you're like, there's no way I'm going to be able to pay attention in school today. I'm bouncing off the walls. This is amazing. You do have to pay attention in school, and you still have to listen to mom and dad, and you still have to be safe in your actions. So you've got to go from here back down to here, right? So similarly with strong sad feelings or anxious feelings, you might feel overwhelmed. And if you ever can remember a feeling where you just felt like you don't know what your next step is going to be because you're so overwhelmed. Well, if I can help you with anything, it would be just to remember to breathe. Because a lot of times when you're overwhelmed and upset, you're breathing fast. So today we're going to talk about a bear breath, and that can help us in those situations for both when you're overexcited and when you're feeling overwhelmed with strong emotions. And the bear breath, if you can imagine a bear snoozing in a cave and he's hibernating, and he takes this big inhale and then he pauses. Then he takes a big exhale and he pauses. It's really a relaxing thought and also kind of a funny thing to pretend to be a bear in hibernation. But these pauses at the end of our inhale, and at the end of our exhale, help tell your body, I'm safe enough to be a sleeping bear in a cave. So I'm safe enough to calm down and come back to center. So let's get started. So the benefits of the bear breath are that it's going to help us focus. It's going to bring our body back to balance. And it is going to help us reach equilibrium, which means bringing back to balance. So you can sit on your knees, or you can find a cross-legged position. Whatever is your favorite way to sit that's most comfortable. Sitting up nice and tall, hands can be on your knees. And so I'll go through it one time and then we'll do it 3 times together. So for a bear breath, you're going to inhale through your nose for 3 to 5 counts, or whatever feels best to you. So inhale, hold it for 2, exhale through the nose, hold for 2. Okay, so we're going to do that 3 times. Inhale, 2, 3, hold. Exhale through the nose, 2, 3, hold. Inhale through the nose, hold. Exhale through the nose, hold. One more time. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold. Okay, that's our bear breath. So our warm-up activity is going to be fun. It is going to be us doing a thing called Rock the Boat. So let me get my song started. And when you, so I want you to get into your star position and kind of get on the edge of your feet. Get ready. I'm going to, under the sea. Perfect. So I'm going to play the music, and when I stop the music, you have to stop. As we're rocking the boat, you have to stop wherever you are. Okay? This is a fun warm-up. Right? So you rock. And then when I pause it, you've got to stay where you are. Okay, here goes the music again. Whoa. I put it in my right hand. Under the sea. Whoop. See, naturally your body wants to be here. So it's a funny thing that gravity and your body want to be sturdy. But we're going to try and test it. Whoa. Okay, so I hope you did good. I hope that was fun, and you can keep going and do that anytime when you want to warm up, listen to some tunes, and get some movement in. Okay, so now we're going to sit down, and as we're doing our poses, I want you to try and stay focused on your breath and focused on being centered during the different poses, and I'll remind you too. So we're sitting, and we're going to sit up nice and tall, shoulders back, like a string's coming from our head to the ceiling. And we're going to do a seated bend. So this is, we're going to do it to both sides of our body and then forward, just to start warming up. So inhale, arms come up. Exhale, hands come forward. And just gently kind of walk your fingers forward. And we're not collapsing just yet, but just starting to stretch our body. And we'll take a couple breaths here. And up. And we'll inhale, arms come up. Exhale, let's bring the right hand down towards our side, our left hand's up, and we'll just bend the elbow a little bit on our right arm and bend towards the side. Couple breaths here. Inhale, rise. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, arms come down. Left hand comes down, right arm is overhead. And we're getting a nice long stretch in our side body. Okay, inhale, return to center. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is rack pose. So go ahead over onto your knees, toes together, knees apart, pressing back. And now we are a rock. And you can stretch your arms out far if you need to, or place your fists under your head. Whatever is comfortable to you. And come up to all fours. And we're going to do our table pose. So this, or a nice
firm table that your parents could put their lunch on. So your knees are under your hips, your hands are under your shoulders, your fingers are spread wide. And then we'll do our cat-cow. So we'll come up for cow, and you can move. And then we'll exhale, round our back for cat. Inhale, come up to cat, cow. Exhale, round your back for a cat. And you can meow, and that helps you remember. And we'll come back to table. Uncurl your toes. Lift up your hips over your ankles, and now you're in down dog. And if you need to, you can really give a bend in your knees, or you can walk the dog, as they say. You can straighten one leg and bend the other and do that. One more breath here. And then slowly move your feet to meet your hands. And we're still bent over, and then you can have a big bend in your knee. And grab your opposite elbows. And this is ragdoll. Couple breaths here. Just letting our body hang. You can shake your head no and shake your head yes. Just getting a good stretch. Okay, hands come down and slowly roll up into mountain pose. So our feet are firm on the mat, our hands are down by our side, and we are going to go into Warrior One. So I'm going to show you facing you. Let's see. We're going to place your hands on your hips. I'm going to step this way. I'm going to lift our right leg up and step it back. A big step back. Your foot is at a 45-degree angle, and if your hip bones are headlights, they're facing the front of the room. And you can keep your hands on your hips, or you can lift your hands up into Warrior One. Front leg. There's a bend in the front knee, and it's over your ankle. Now to go to Warrior Two, you can bring your hands back to your hips. Turn your right foot so it's being right behind your left foot. You can have a big step, and then hands go. Left hand goes forward, right hand reaches back. And then straighten that front leg for triangle. We're going to hinge forward, reaching forward the left hand, and then bring the left hand on the inside of your left leg, right arm reaching. And then inhale, come back to Warrior Two, hands on your hips, step to the front of your mat. Okay, same thing on the other side. We want to keep a balance. We want to keep our center strong. We're going to do everything that we do on the right side, we're going to do on the left side. So, left leg comes up, take a big step back. Your foot is at a 45-degree angle. Your headlights are going to go forward. And if this feels good to you, you can stay there. If you're feeling strong, you can lift your arms up. And then for a Warrior Two, you can bring your hands back down, bring your foot, make sure your foot is intersected by your front leg, and then arms come forward. One arm comes forward, your right arm comes forward, left arm reaches back. We have a strong center. This is our center. It's nice and strong. Our weight is evenly distributed between both feet. We're going to straighten that front leg, hinge forward, and then drop our hand in front of our right leg.
Left arm reaches tall for triangle. Inhale to rise, hands on your hip, and step forward. Okay, so now we're in mountain, and we're going to practice tree, so I'll stand towards you. For tree pose, I am going to firmly plant both my feet. I'm going to be nice and strong in the mountain pose. Then I'm going to lift my right heel, and you can kickstand it right against your ankle, or you can bring it up here, or you can bring it up as high as here. But it's where you feel comfortable and where you'll feel sturdy. I'm going to keep mine down here. And you can keep your hands on your hip, or you can bring them out up high, or you can be a cactus. Depends what kind of tree you want to be. If you want to be a tree that blows in the wind and test your balance. Whoop. I think I'll just be a cactus. And then arms come down, foot comes down. Okay, same thing on the other side. Lift our left heel, turn your hip, and then find where you'd like to place your foot. And then you can bring your hands up. I'm going to be a cactus again, since I was a cactus on the other side. And then hands on your hip, leg comes down. Good job. So now we are going to go back down to the ground. So we're standing at the front of our mat. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, hands come down to the mat, and we're going to step back into downward facing dog. Now, you might notice that this downward facing dog feels a little bit stronger since we've had all our other poses. And then knees come down, toes together, knees apart, press back into rock pose. Inhale, come up, and then just come to a seated position. And we're going to do a pretzel twist. So I'm going to take my right knee and lift it over my left knee as I tuck my left foot kind of next to me. Sitting up nice and tall. Inhale, and on our exhale, we're just going to twist to the right gently. And if you can take your left elbow on the outside of your right knee. Sitting nice and tall. And bring back to center, and then we're just going to switch. So uncross your legs, and then put your right foot under your left hip. Left foot over your right, so our knees are stacked. Sitting up nice and tall. Inhale, and on our exhale, just gently reaching to the left. And if you can bring your elbow to the outside of your left knee. Sitting nice and tall. Just a gentle twist. And come back to center. Then unfold your feet. We're going to sit up nice and tall on our sit bones. Our feet are flexed, our legs are together. We're sitting nice and tall. Inhale, arms come up, and then we're forward fold. So I want you to try and keep your back as flat as you can. And today my hands are going to reach my shins. And with each inhale, I'm going to grow a little taller, and with each exhale, I'm going to bend a little deeper. And on your next exhale, you can round your back to come a little further or closer to your knee.
Inhale, come up. Put your feet on the ground, bend your legs, and then slowly roll down to get ready for our relaxation. So here you can take any turns or bring your knees into your chest and give yourself a hug. And then relax. So we'll give you a minute to get relaxed and make sure you find a comfortable position.
And today, our relaxation is called Inner Mountain. So as you're lying down or sitting down in your relaxation, you can have your eyes closed or not, it's up to you. You can imagine that you see a mountain. And maybe you're stationed somewhere where you can see mountains anytime. But I want you to think of a mountain. Think about its height, its size. Think about all the things, the qualities about it. Is it snow-capped? Is it covered in pine trees? I want you to think of that mountain. Really imagine it. I want you to see the mountain for what it is. It's a steady, strong presence. Now imagine you are that mountain. You are steady. You are strong. No matter if it's good weather or bad weather, if there are nice hikers or bad hikers, it doesn't matter. You are steady. You are calm. You are strong. You are peaceful. And you can handle good weather, bad weather, friendly hikers, unfriendly hikers. You remain steady. So a couple more deep breaths here. You are strong. You are steady. You can be peaceful. Begin to wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. You can roll over on your side if you're laying down. Come to a seated position. Okay. Thanks for joining me today on how to deal with strong feelings. We can use our bear breath. We can use movement. And remember, when you're having a tough time, you are strong like a mountain. I'm Colleen Morgan, a yoga teacher and veteran military spouse. Got 3 brave military kiddos celebrating the month of the military child. Take care.